Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the talk think show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the indigenous one. Current events, or things we shouldn't talk about, or things we don't talk about. Whenever it's time for us to know stuff, whenever it's time for us to be on code, whenever it's time for us to work for each other, whenever it's time for us to do right by each other, there's always a problem because we scared to talk. We don't want to say nothing. We want to keep our head bowed. Well, here at African Americans Ain't Africans, we don't do that. We're not trying to bring no bullshit to the people. We're not trying to lie to you. We just hoping you see what we see. Joining me as always. If you wanna study the history of some people, this is one of the persons you want to do it with. People that go back and find the history of their people, find out who they are, what they did, what they were about. She did the same thing that a lot of you have done. Found herself here in America and recognizing now that everybody in the world wants to come over and finish taking her land. And she looks at life in a certain way that many of us don't, because many of us just go along with what we're told. This sister don't. And so she's going to share with us some of the things that are happening around us, things that are happening, current events, I call them. And just to make sure that we on point, because a lot of you are going to agree with her. I welcome from the Acamats, Liren Cypress. What's up, Lise?
What's up? Lito Oseo, everybody. Oh, I'm hoping you had a wonderful week. And if it's not, let's do this over next week. And you're going to continue from today forward to have a fantastic week. Take control of your energy, take control of your day. That's all we need to do.
Listen, as we talk, what you do give you a lot of insight on things that those who are not doing what you do, we don't see.
Hey.
That's one of the things I say. If you want to know something, ask a nurse, ask a teacher, ask a garbage man. The people that, they just common, they just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
do their best.
Mm-hmm.
Like to talk to you because you see a lot of stuff that a lot of us don't see,
Right.
which gets you to think in a way that many of us wouldn't even touch.
Right.
So we're going to go into some of those things tonight. And the first thing that we were talking about is the Native African American. Can you explain what that is?
All right, y'all. Okay, so Karen and I are the same age. We grew up, and I grew up north in New Jersey, so a lot of immigration coming on. I grew up with first generation folks, first generation white folks, which is something y'all may not know about, but first generation Italians, where their daddies straight from Italy, and they make their own fucking ravioli and pasta and shit, and they still got their own culture and shit. First generation daggone Polacks, and they got their own Polish shit, and they eat their own Polish food, and they got their own damn culture. First generation fucking daggone even Irish and Jewish, like my parents were from daggone wherever the fuck they immigrated from Europe, and they're first generation here, born in America. I grew up with that shit. Okay, there wasn't no fucking Indians from daggone the Pakistan, Hindustan. There wasn't none of them in my damn classes. Okay, they weren't there. So her Kamala bullshit, she wasn't in high school with my fucking people. She wasn't in high school with my folks. Okay, that didn't exist. Understand, in 1978, 1980, the fucking motherfuckers weren't here. Neither were the fucking Nigerians or any other fucking Africans. We're not immigrating here. So this is a new shit, okay? It's new shit. All right? But already, these motherfuckers that came in the 80s got a generation of children that are now in their damn 30s. So they are the native African Americans. You got a whole fucking crew of these motherfuckers here. And guess what? They don't talk like they parents. You know how I talk? I mean, like if you're listening to me, it's almost like you're hearing Virginia talk. And that image on my ID on this live, that's my mama, and that's Virginia, and I sound just like her, and so do my daughters. We have the same inflections, the same voice. Okay, we talk like our mama. We talk like our mamas. But
See,
these
I saw at the summit,
yeah.
you're going to have a summit on the 8th or 12th Indigenous Summer. Before we get into really get rolling, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, this is our third time doing this shit. This summit is always during Indigenous Peoples Weekend. Okay, right before that so-called formerly known as Columbus Day, which is now Indigenous Peoples Day. We take that weekend and it's ours. It's Indigenous Peoples Week. Okay, now right now it's like 3 days. Probably it's gonna be a week next year. Okay. It's 3 days now, it could be a week, because that's how long, that's how much we do, that's how much fun we have, and that's how long this is how much we enjoy this shit, that we could stay a week around each other. But we doing it 3 days. Okay. So this past year in 2020, we did it for 3 days. Okay. And nobody was ready to run out of there, because we was doing some stuff. We enjoyed ourselves, we learned, we shared, we grew, we experienced things, and more is happening this year than ever before. We went to plantations, we went to graveyards, we talked about the damn history, we had artifacts, we had speakers, Carrie Davis, Tasha Shee, Phoenix Moon, Anu Thunder, Gabriel, Rich, what's his name? Child from North Carolina. What's his name? Uh,
Big Moon.
Rick Moon was there. Rick Moon lit the place up. Okay, he got us all vibing, talking about how we're different from Africans and how we look different, how the women walk different, how our asses are different, how we shape different. We need to understand that these people are coming into our country and they being us. We're being ourselves, but they have dropped their mamas. They don't talk like this. They don't talk like this. They drop it. They drop that shit. And they talk like our mamas. They talk like our mamas, literally.
What's that telling y'all?
How are you gonna change your mama? How are your mama ain't nothing like my mama. She don't cook like my mama. She don't talk, she don't dress, she don't do nothing like my mama. But how you hopping over here sounding like you was raised in the house with me? That's what's happening. That's what's happening, y'all.
That's what's happening. But we seem to be going along with it. We're trying to make it happen. What you call the people you went to school with, the people who went to college, the people who went to school with Kamala Harris, it's like they want this we are the world mentality or this lifestyle.
It's not even we are the world. It is we are unseating and taking over your world. It's worse than that, because guess what? At the same time they are unseating, they are taking. Okay, first of all, let's get real. Like what is it? They are taking over your roles, any kind of daggone money opportunities, job opportunities. They taking your seat. Oh, we got all the minorities. That was intentional. They're ushering the ushering in of these other colored people was intentional. It ain't no accident. It ain't just like, oh, they just sitting over there like, oh, why don't I come to America? Their asses couldn't come over here. They didn't want no more niggas over here. Okay. So they were ushered in because they were to be the people that took our advantages. Because nobody wanted us to take anything that was available to us. So rather than let us get something, they rather give it to an outsider who has no rights, who has no allegiance, no connection to the land, who is not from here, who cannot claim any daggone rights. They give it to them rather than to you. And you let them, you welcome, you open the door for them, put down the red carpet for them.
And that shit is getting whack.
How the fuck are you saying that you come from them when ain't nothing you do come from them? You don't eat like they eat. They cooking, you want to vomit. That shit smells like fucking crap. It ain't the same.
And
Why do you think that they're going, you come from them and your language doesn't reflect the look, it don't sound the same. It's not influenced by that dialect or those languages. Because how we would talk would be influenced. How we would cook would be influenced. How we would dress would be influenced by them if that's where we came from. We don't come from them. These people fucking are fucking convinced that they from Africa. It's a blend. We're all mixed up. That's what your cousins will tell you. We all a little bit of everything. That's what your cousins say, right?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They ain't got no fucking goddamn evidence. Excuse me, whatever. That we got some mixtures going on of Africa, but they claim it because why? Because the master told us. The master done told us that we's is mixes and that we's is come from the combination of Africans and that we was brought here in a ship. The master tell you anything, then it's got to be true, right? So the master tell you to take a vaccine, then you need to take the motherfucking shot.
And I don't even believe we lining up for that shit. But another question I want to ask you: how do you recognize a skinwalker?
Man, you don't. That's what the that's what the fucked up thing is. The fucked up thing is they sound just like you. And they really want to be in your midst. They want to be in your energy.
Yeah.
They want to be around you. They want to have the same fight. I know what it is to be black and be treated, and I know what to be. And they want to get mad about the same shit you get mad at. But really, in reality, all they have to do is go back into their mamas to get into their mama's skirt, get under their mama's damn apron, and they be okay. They start going, and then all of a sudden, everybody would their whole damn trajectory would change. But since they want to be like you and talk like you and be like yo 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 and do and sound like you, then they might get caught up in your daggone grief. They might catch some of your daggone flack. They gonna catch some of your daggone negative shit that comes your way. But they don't have to do that if they claim they mama, right? But
Check.
it's more important for them to be you than to claim their mama. So they gotta catch a little flack for it. They don't mind. Because you know why? Because they're daggone cashing in on all your fucking opportunity of being you. And they gonna find stuff that you don't even know you can get. They just want you to just come on. Just give me a little inkling. Oh, you Indian now? Okay. Oh, we Indians. Oh, we Indians. No, you're not fucking Indian. You're fucking not from here. How we do this? They ready to be you so bad they gonna claim they Indian.
They
No,
already got
seriously.
some. They already got
Seriously.
some. They already got some doing it.
They doing it already. They doing it already. And you encouraging them too. You're like, oh, he really is Indian, blah blah blah. She really is, blah blah blah. No, they really are fucking predatory. They really have the mindset of by any means necessary, and that means stepping on your ass and stepping on your mama's daggone neck They're gonna do that. They're gonna get yours. Okay? Because that's what they came for. They came to get yours, and guess where they taking it? Back home. Because the same time they here, they're not going in your neighborhoods and giving you nothing. Are they coming into your schools and making the daggone helping the test scores or helping the tax dollars in your daggone schools in your neighborhoods? No. They
Well,
go to the white man's neighborhood and they go to school and then they'll go to your HBCU and take your seat there because it's cost effective. Because they're gonna get all the scholarship money because our stupid ass is gonna give it to them.
how do we get this? How do we get to this point psychologically?
We don't love us. We don't love ourselves. Because first of all, we have been taught in school that, and then we got all these other daggone representatives talking about Africa, like Africa's the motherland. Don't look nothing like an African, don't have act nothing like an African, don't have no daggone culture, anything like Africa. But yet you want to daggone act like that's where all everything come from. Because who? Because Master told you. Master said we came from Africa. So therefore that's a fact. Shut up. Don't argue with me. Because Master done told me.
So do you think it's a reason, or I don't know how I would put it, that we try to show that we're not stupid and it just exacerbates more? Because there's a whole lot of things we say, and it's just hearsay. It reminds me of that song Gladys Knight said, "Believe half of what you see, none of what you hear."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, can we be? Because I see stuff, and it's like, no way, we can't be that way. Is it really that bad?
It's even worse than what we see. It's really bad. Yes, and we are that bad because we really don't want to think. First of all, we don't want to think, and we don't want to really research, but we want to believe because we've been taught through our religion, through our schools, that all we have to do is believe, honey. Believe in what Master told you, and believe in and Master told you what to think, not even at home, at school, and at church. He tells you what to think. But then you don't want to believe that you're being told by Master. But it ain't your thought. So where else is it coming from? It's not your research. So where are you fucking
Right.
getting it?
Right.
But you don't want to think that you getting it from Master. Because what you don't want to connect the news with Master. You don't want to connect CNN with Master.
Come on. Come on.
Why?
You have
Why
to.
don't you know CNN is your Master?
You got to know it. They own all the media.
You don't know that Facebook is a Master?
Man, yeah, you're right.
All these daggone people are trying to direct and correct your asses to what they want you to think. And you then okay, and then at the very last, when somebody says, you know what, you being lied to, this the media is lying to you, the daggone Facebook is controlling you. Oh no, that I can't be fooled. They ain't that good. Oh, you want to give the white man that credit? That's what they'll come with you at.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't that good to fool me like that. Really? That's all. Everything you believe is that. So how the fuck did they don't need to fool you? Lord, don't nobody what? Stop! Stop it! Stop it! Get your head out your butt for a minute, please. Just please breathe.
So how do you think social media is playing into that paradigm?
So now we got social media that was just supposed to be a casual thing where we just active, get people together. Oh, hey, high school friend, what you doing? Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, let me show you how I'm living. Like I got this new ride. Oh, that's fine. Oh, wow, look at you. Oh, wow, it's my birthday. Don't I look good? Yeah, you still looking good. That shit. But
Right.
no, reality, they fucking are guiding what you think and what you don't think. You're being bombarded with information in only one direction.
Right.
Your mind is being controlled even within your social media. You ain't gonna see posts, you ain't gonna see videos that actually contradict anything but what the agenda is from massa.
Right.
And then let you post something that you found somewhere from some overseas place or some other site, and it contradicts what massa wants you to know. Massa is gonna fucking delete your profile. They're gonna take you off.
So much for freedom of speech, huh?
There is no, we ain't never been free, but that's an illusion.
Right.
We have lived an illusion of freedom, and that's very devastating for people to actually get their mind around that. Oh, I got my house, I got my education, I got my business or whatever, I got my daggone family raised, I got my damn good ride, I got my comfort zone, I got money in the bank. I'm a success. I'm a success. But in reality, your ass is fucking just fucking, your ass is trash. You're trash, is what you are. Because you're trash because you don't even know that massa has been dictating your life, and that you have been systematically being murdered every fucking year that you live. They're trying to destroy you and your offspring every fucking day that y'all live. You don't get it. And you facilitated them with your ignorance and with your being distracted by your obtain you're seeking to obtain what you believe is the American dream, and that you have this daggone illusion of freedom, which is not even free.
So do you think social media is making an impact in that area? Programs like we're seeing now, more people are becoming more aware that they're indigenous. Do you see it growing any? Do you see it
Yeah,
social?
people are waking up and realizing they're indigenous, and a lot of people. But the thing is, everybody, like, that's what we all act like it's some new shit. Like, oh, I figured this shit.
Right.
Why do we do that? We're like, I figured this shit out. I watched one YouTube with Dan Calloway, and I figured the rest of this shit out myself. I'm doing this shit.
Right.
So you got all these people popping up, and they fucking trying to recreate the wheel. The wheel was developed over a decade or more ago. Okay, but they want to sit up there and act like they found some new shit, and then everybody that's following them, they acting like they just following them.
Right.
And so nobody's really coming together and saying, okay, what is the trajectory of this? Who actually really started being on this information early? Who actually was trying to educate people from a long time ago? They don't want to give any credence or they're not even looking, because we know why? Because we don't research, we don't look to the left and the right. We get what we somebody gets in our face with some information, and that's where we at. We just stay there.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I ain't never heard of that person. Well, they've been around for 15 years. Oh, really? I ain't never heard of this one either. Well, that one been around for 12 years. Oh, really? They
Right.
don't know. And
Right.
and if you as a and see, because we have people that are opportunistic, that are doing this, because like a lot of these people are starting forums of indigenous forums, and they already have a platform. They already got a catch. Either they talking about laws. They may be a Moor who knows all about the law, how to work the law, how to write things up. You know what I mean? How to
Right.
get some shit done. The Moors are experts of that. They're experts of trying to reestablish your identity because they've been doing that shit. Okay, so they got that shit all worked out. What they didn't work out is that more shit wasn't gonna last. They didn't work out that shit. They
Right.
didn't realize that the white man wasn't gonna let you sit there and say, I'm a Moor and I got freedom. No, bitch, you ain't got no freedom. We just let you do that for a minute.
Right.
Now, as a Moor, they get stopped by the police. They ain't getting nothing but locked up. Okay. So
Right.
now they're like, oh shit, we can't be Moors now. Oh, wait a minute. Who got rights? The Indians.
Right.
So now they want to claim that they Indian when they never did. They never claimed they were Indian. But
Right.
now all of a sudden they want to claim Indian. So they taking that more catch because they got all that good law and affidavit shit down pat. They already got a daggone following. They already got a following. All they've done is added the Indian to it. So now they got an Indian following that's already massive. But they don't want to listen to nobody else who's been talking about India and who actually knows real Indian history. They don't want to know about that. They don't want to know about that. They don't want to know.
I mean, but damn, all they got to do is go where they grandmama from, somebody like that. I mean, it's not,
They don't even want
this
to
shit
go
ain't
and
rocket
they don't even want to
science.
research their own grandma because guess what? They just trying to ride that train of being a Moor, but they just putting on that Indian attachment so that they can have protection. That's all they doing.
Yeah,
That's all they doing. And so because of the people that follow that, they get misinformed. They get all this stuff where they combine an African with Indian and all kinds of fucking outlandish stuff and they misinterpreting the history. All kinds of stuff they're doing in the name of them being Indian. They don't know nothing about Indian. You just jumped in that pot. How you gonna know something about you just jumped in the pot?
right,
You just jumped in it. You spent your the last 10 years or 5 years learn about being a Moor. Now all of a sudden you're an Indian. You act like you're an expert of it. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It's rude. Okay, so that's fine, but that's what's happening in the world. So you have all these different sects. Okay, that's we ain't talked about the day going. The Hebrew Israelites who are like, oh, everybody in America's a Hebrew. Okay, that's a whole nother thing where they're taking their religion and connecting that with being Indian.
right,
So they got all this religious information, but they ain't got no real Indian history or real Indian Negro Indian information. They can't really tell you the daggone historical facts of how things happened and how we became what we became and what slavery really was like because they just jumping from the daggone religion that they were in. They're not jumping from daggone being an Indian. But yet again, another group that doesn't want to recognize that there are people who have been studying Indians, American Indians, and they don't want to give them no kind of light and they don't want to listen to what the facts and information are. So they misinform a whole lot of people as well. And then we got people who come in from the rap prep platform and want to be Indian or daggone trying to daggone correct your credit platform, whatever. They using all kind their other platforms to daggone hook it into the Indian. So they got a whole new following Indians that care about their credit, Indians that care about rap music or whatever. So
right,
you know what I mean? So so you got but they don't know nothing about their history. So they're half informing people and confusing people and then the people don't even look to the left and the right to see Carrie Davis. They don't look to the left and right to see Daggone Phoenix Moon, Rick Moon, Anu Thunder, Gabriel Rich. None. Most importantly, people like Johnny Aborigine. What is that? Go 1000 or what's his name? I forget. But
one go thousand, go ahead.
thousand go ahead. These people that really was in the beginnings. Okay, so they don't know about that because they're all distracted by these new Johnny come latelys who are coming with their own agendas already. And how do we come together? So last night somebody was saying, "Oh, we need to come together. We have a summit. We're doing a summit. Come together. Let's do this."
So check this out. So at the last summit, so I think sometimes we get in history, we look at it from other people's view and we don't look at it from our point of view.
Hmm.
At her last summit, she took us to this plantation. I mean, the land is laid. We got
Hmm.
pimped. They had one of the slave houses on the lake. That shit is off the hook. A slave quarters on the lake. What?
All the slave quarters are on this river. And let me tell you something. And let me tell you something. Because why are they on the river? Because that used to be the main Indian village of the Accomax was where that plantation is located. So that's where we always lived. We always had our houses on the Dagon River. So when they took over and said, "Okay, we're gonna make you indentured slaves," oh, by the way, oh, later, we're gonna update that. Now you slaves for life. We were always there. We were always living. That was always our homes. So I mean, yes, the houses are on. are riverfront properties. They're waterfront properties. Okay.
I mean, it's just, because when you hear stories, or when you listen to somebody else's stories about you, it's never what it really is.
Right. Right.
That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
And
So,
people come into this country as immigrants, and they get like they were telling me, because one of the girls from another, what country, I don't know where she's from. She's from Malaya, well, I don't know, one of them countries in Africa. Anyway, she just did her citizenship test, and she was trying to tell us that I dare you to challenge me in like a history story about, because we have to learn so much American history in order to pass our citizenship test. We have to know all kinds of stuff. And I was like, so they feel like they're experts on us. They
right.
feel like they're experts on our own history. And so these people come in the country and they feel like they can regulate and tell you who you are. And everything we've been told is a fucking lie.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to check their ass right off the bat, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of these people come over and they think how they are at home, that's how you do it here.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of us, we just put our head down and don't say nothing. They come over here acting like they at home and can talk to you anyway. What?
Right.
And so that's the kind of shit we got to be up on. I mean, you ain't got to be rude, but you check their ass. People
Mm-hmm.
just come over here and disgrace your grandmama's land, and you just let them. What
Mm-hmm.
kind of hoe are you?
Yeah. What kind of hoe who does that? Who does that? You ain't getting nothing out of this damn proposition. Hoes try to make money. They don't try to get taken. Okay, that's a trashy hoe. You ain't doing your job. Okay, you get on your job. Okay, there ain't nothing wrong with hoeing, but you got to hoe it right. Okay, you got to hoe right.
Why hoes talk like that? Okay, so now we're getting a lot of, with this COVID, they got everybody in. I don't really think everybody's in an uproar, but I was in a Lyft the other day and was listening to the morning radio show, whoever the person was.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they was pumping this COVID shit like, they was pushed every second
Mm-hmm.
was about that. What's up with that?
Man, evidently you Negro Indian people ain't being scared enough. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But evidently, y'all are not, y'all not jumping into place like the Latinos, the Hispanics. They're jumping in line. They get in line, taking that shot in the arm. They getting themselves corrected and shit. But you daggone Negro Indian people are still not trusting. As many daggone celebrities they try to march in front of you, you still not trying to get no damn shot. Why? Because they trying to fucking get rid of us. The shot is mostly designed for you, okay? And you won't even take it? What the fuck's wrong with you? Get in line. Take the damn shot they want you to do. Why are you going to take a shot when you feel perfectly fine? Why are you going to take a shot when you've worked as a nurse in every daggone COVID area that you could have practically? Why would you take a shot for something that you already been exposed to? They want you to take a shot, and you don't care why they want you to take a shot. They want you to take a shot, although you feel healthy. They want you to take a shot. For what? Just in case. They want you to take a shot, even though most people recover from COVID. 99.9 people recover at home without really any problem. But they want you to take a shot that's guaranteed to make you sick once you take it, at least for a day, possibly for 3 or more. And some people have been dead going out, pushed out of their career as nurses because of the shot they got at work. Sick as hell. Heart can't stop racing, 140 beats per minute because of a shot. And that's a white person I'm talking about. So just think what it will do
They
to you.
just say it. If they just say it, I'm like, listen, where I am, the hospitals are empty.
That's everywhere. Everywhere. Because this the whole thing is an illusion. It's all fake numbers. The daggone so-called idiot president that y'all kind of call was idiot. The man is a narcissist. He don't want to be wrong. Even though they paying him to be wrong, even though they paid him to be a villain, he didn't want to go out like that. So he sneaked some daggone narcissistic facts in your face, and you fucking didn't believe him because you want to think about him being a racist, and then you dare going to elect racists into the damn office. You fucking crazy. Why, if they smile at you and pat you on the head, do you think they like you? Why do you think that? I like you, Negroes. And y'all don't really do anything. Y'all don't vote and y'all don't think for yourselves, but I like you. Oh yeah, and you blacks are killing are dying, but I like you. COVID's killing you blacks, and you don't think for yourselves, but I like you. That's not liking you. If you don't respect me to tell me that I don't think for myself, if you don't respect me to tell me that I'm dying, even when I'm not dying, that's not my friend. But you call that the good guy. And you call the guy who's saying, I want these Mexicans to stay on their side of the damn border, and I want to get rid of this. And what did he do to you? Oh, he got the rednecks happy. The rednecks liked him. So you feel like he's a mongerer of hatred. But I don't know whose house got burnt down by rednecks. I haven't heard that story. Rednecks are scared. They're scared people. I mean, basically, the stories of the daggone clan and most of that fucking shit has been more than exaggerated. Let me tell you something. They have killed and burnt down our shit, but there's more fear that they want in our hearts of white people than we need to really fear white people. They're fucking scary people. They're cowards. So what the fuck are you so scared of them for? Why are you so fucking scared of a racist? They're scared of fucking you. But you have this transgenerational thing where you pass on this fucking fear of somebody who's a fucking mousy coward. They can't do shit. Why don't we have any stories of us burning down their shit? Why don't we have those stories? Stop being scared of the mass. They're scared of you. Can't take it.
You were talking earlier about the news, the media,
Right.
the fraudulent news that's coming across the airwaves. Can you
Right.
talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, like the whole impeachment, the whole impeachment thing. Okay, we impeaching this brother that is out of office. He was in office for 4 years. But then after he leaves office, we got all these impeachment trials and shit because they gonna impeach him after the fact. And y'all watching that shit and you believe that shit. You have to understand that there are more Hollywood productions than anything else going on in the world. These things are contrived, construed, and they are for your entertainment purposes only.
What does that say about us, though, that we go with it? It's cool. That's the truth. I know people, they'll slap the shit out of you if you say what they see. It's like wrestling. If
Yeah.
you say come on, if you think about it, they got people believe anything that comes off that TV.
People love wrestling and they believe that shit's real. And even if they don't believe it, they want to suspend their logic and pretend it is real, and they don't want you fucking with that shit. Okay. They don't want you in there messing with their daggone illusion. And that's what has become the way we look at news today. News is not news anymore. I don't know if it ever was, but today it's the worst. We don't even have intellectually competent people even delivering the news. They're dumb fronts. They're like real dumb. They don't even understand half the stuff they're reading. That's how dumb the people are that are actually delivering the news to you. And the news is so fraudulent, it should be obvious to us that these half of the murders we're seeing, the riots we're seeing, are orchestrated. You can't have nobody charge the Capitol and not nobody come out with a daggone, to kill them or to stop them in their tracks. I don't care what their color is. So they want you to believe that white people are so impervious to things that they can do things that you could never imagine. Oh, they're magical. They tried, that was a magical performance for your entertainment and your influence. So now you think that white folks have magical powers where they can do things that nobody could imagine. And they may get away with it. Oh no, they're hunting them down. They're giving you all these fake scenarios. Ain't nobody was hunted, ain't nobody was investigated, and ain't nobody was arrested or murdered. It's all fraudulent. But you believe every ounce of it. You believe, you gobble that stuff up. Delicious. Give me more, master.
Why you got to do me like that? The arrest. I mean, you know what was the slap in the face? This is when I said we got to get it now. When the judge told the chick, "Baby, you just going to Mexico and hang out. We'll see you when we get back. We'll straighten it up. Go to Mexico. If you're gonna go down to South America, that's cool. Just be back in August."
Why do they think stuff is real? You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
And if you really think that's real, if you actually watch this and you think it's real, your ass should get in your fucking car, go over to that damn courthouse, and y'all should be having some kind of sit-in or some kind of march on the steps, because that shit is outlandish. That should never occur. That should never happen. And you sit down and act like it's all right.
Don't say nothing.
They don't. Let me tell you, you want to dare go march in the streets about black lives of murders that didn't even occur, but you dare go and hear somebody that a judge tell somebody they can go to Mexico and chill out, and you acting like it ain't shit. Like, oh, okay, that was interesting how he handled that. That was wrong. No, everybody should be sitting in that jailhouse in front of that daggone courthouse and protesting that damn judge if you actually believe that. For me, I believe it's all fake. So I ain't even thinking about that shit. I ain't worried about the judge. The woman never was anybody but an actress. She ain't nobody that's gonna ever get in any trouble. This is all performance for your own daggone, exactly like Copper Colored said, a distraction and for your entertainment and to keep you thinking that you have no power and that the magic white persons have all the power, that they hold all the cards, and it's to make you feel even more defeated.
But wait a minute. Black Lives Matter. What
Oh,
happened?
that was only to get you to vote, you dumbasses. Oh, really? You bringing that up again? Oh, that was fucking to get you to vote. Dummies. There were people, even white people did YouTubes and said that the Black Lives Matters was a daggone fundraiser for the Democratic Party. Did you not get those YouTube messages? Did you not Google anything?
I hear that 68% of Negroes voted for what you have now.
People felt so good that they voted for what we have now. They're like, they felt like they did some shit. Yeah, we got that daggone racist out. He's not a racist. They're all friends. How you gonna be daggone eating daggone, sitting and having damn parties and eating the pussy of daggone Hillary, and then you there all of a sudden you damn enemies? No, you're not enemies. You're not enemies. How you gonna 20 years ago, 30 years ago, say you're going to run as a daggone Democrat, and now you're running as a Republican because you know the rednecks can be daggone manipulated easy? How you going to do that if there's really a two-party system? There ain't no two-party system. It's bullshit. It's one party.
You know, it just always seems strange to me that in American politics, you only have two parties. I mean, you have others, but they're so low on the totem pole, and just the way the shit is set up.
It's an aristocracy. There ain't nobody, ain't no daggone democracy in this mother sucker. This is not it. You
Right.
ain't got, you don't count for nothing. You know what people don't want to think? That they're a peasant. They don't want to think that they're a peasant, but we peasants.
Right.
Peasants and slaves.
Right.
And we don't want to believe it. Oh no, I got my own business. I put myself in school. I make my own life. I do my thing. I. No, you still a fucking slave. You still a daggone peasant in the daggone scheme of things. And until you realize that you won't be able to protect your future, you won't be able to protect your kids, your grandkids, until you understand that we are peasants, pawns, and slaves, you can't get free.
Yeah, because I know people that be like, oh no, like you say, just in huffing and puffing. Then when you ask them some real questions, they be like, well, whatever Madeline say, I just do it because Madeline say do it. I can do what Madeline say.
They're living their lives in accordance with what Massa is telling them, but then they want to protest and exert their freedom. And if you tell them something contrary to what Massa tells them, then they will defend it and call you the false one. How more a program could you be?
David Corey said, I ain't no slave, I'm a peasant.
Well, I want you to be a peasant, David Corey. It's better to be a peasant than a slave. I agree with that, David Corey. That's the fact. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to pick what you're going to be, go ahead and aim high, baby. Aim high. That's right.
That's right.
That's what we need to do. But we need to recognize and we need and what is it that prevents us from actually realizing that you are either a peasant or a slave is that your ego won't let you do it. It won't let you. It's like, oh, it's a lie. So everything that is telling a person that they are that, they don't disconnect from it, including you, if you bring the information.
With all this COVID stuff going around and all this vaccination stuff going around, how much do you think the Tuskegee is on everybody's mind, the Tuskegee experiment?
I don't call it the Tuskegee experiment. I call it the Tuskegee inoculation, or you can call it the Tuskegee vaccination. But let me tell you something. If you call it what it is, it speaks more it resonates more powerfully in your system. Because let me tell you, if you call an experiment, then you're like, it's an experiment. No, it wasn't an experiment. They knew what they were inoculating those men with.
Right.
So it was an inoculation, just like they inoculate Africans, Heston Bull people, Pakistanis, indigenous people all over the planet, Australians, they inoculate us all the time.
Right.
Is somebody talking about Carrie? Somebody sent me an email about you talking about us talking about Moors just now. Somebody just got upset about us talking about more. Anyway, let me not be distracted. But basically, what were we talking about? What was I just at? I was talking about the when we talking about the vaccine. Were we talking about the vaccine?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, the inoculation. That's what I was talking about. The fact that the Tuskegee experiment, we call it an experiment, as if they were just like, oh, let's just see what happens. They knew what syphilis does to you.
Right.
It wasn't an experiment. That is a very, very mild and very, very false term to call this daggone thing in history. It was a Tuskegee vaccination and a Tuskegee inoculation with a terrible disease on purpose. You could also call it a Tuskegee murder. How about that? How about the Tuskegee inoculation murders? Because that's exactly what it was. So what is this? So if you look at it like it actually really was and use the terminology that is actually does, describe what happened, it changes the way you look at any inoculations they try to give you at this time, or it should. It should change it, because why would a healthy person, knowing that we had Tuskegee inoculation murders, why would we want to take an inoculation today? And you feel fine, by the way.
Right.
You feel fine, right?
So what do you think?
Let's really think about this. A whole damn year of COVID that they say was floating around in the air, which viruses don't float around in the air, but never mind. Let's just let that daggone lie go. And let's say that we had a whole year of COVID floating around in the air and you never got it. You never got it. Why would you take an inoculation to prevent something that you didn't get in a whole damn year of it floating around? We went to the summit. We had our summit. Ain't nobody get sick, didn't we? Did anybody? Nobody got sick. We had our summit. Nobody got sick. We had it in October this past year. COVID restrictions were still on and popping all across the country. And I sent notices to the governors and powers that be that we're going to have it rain, snow, or rain, hail, snow, or COVID. We're still having it.
I showed a picture last night of the air traffic above America.
Uh-huh.
It's business as usual for
Really?
everybody else.
Oh, really? Everybody with their private planes are all over the place.
All over the place.
Oh, okay. They going on their vacays and doing their little shits and doing everything, going having a good time, going to nice restaurants that are still open or
Yeah,
open just for them, possibly, you know. Isn't that nice?
they are okay. Um, could you share with us what it's like to be a nurse at this time and space with everything that's going on, what you see? Because I know you're a traveling nurse, you go all over. Could you tell us what you're seeing?
Well, I'm traveling this past year that since COVID hit because I was just like, I didn't believe that COVID was real. So I actually was a staff member at a hospital in Atlanta, and then I didn't see any COVID in Atlanta, so I didn't believe it was real. And so now I went up north, I went up top to see what was happening, and I saw that we got some really, really, really messed up hospitals that are really ill equipped to deal with any kind of uh, pneumonia or virus, and they're inexperienced. They don't have the doctors that know what they're doing. They don't have the nurses that know what they're doing. They don't have the equipment to daggone really. They had the equipment, but they really weren't using the equipment. Actually, I won't say they didn't have it. They didn't even use the equipment they had. They didn't know how to use the equipment they had. They did never use the equipment that they had. So what this was a plan that was designed in advance to create a very ignorant, a very ill-equipped healthcare system to handle a good increase, not a lot. It's not a pandemic, but a major bump in the number of pneumonia. Viral pneumonia is hard to take care of on a good day. On a good day, it's hard to take care of. But if you have a bump, if you have all of a sudden an onslaught of viral pneumonia cases, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt any system, any healthcare system, because viral pneumonia, like I said, one case on a good day is hard to manage. Okay, it takes a lot of intelligence, a lot of work. You got to know what the hell you're doing. You got to hit it hard, you know, and none of that was done. As a matter of fact, people were just left to get worse and worse and worse, sit on the floors, not getting enough oxygen, not getting any supplements that are going to help them. Even though China told you they were giving daggone IV vitamin C and stuff like that, and it was helping. Ain't nobody getting no vitamin C IV. They're getting a little tablet, 500, less than an emergency. So people are being under cared for, under medicated, under treated. There's no consistent treatment plan in the nation, but yet they want you to run and get a vaccine that they only put together at this last possible minute, like they're experts of something they don't know nothing about. But you got cystic fibrosis that's been around since I was a child, a baby, before I was even born. They can't fix that shit. Now they want the kids to run back into school so they can make the baby sick and scare everybody back into submission. They want the kids to run back to school so that they can have a whole bunch of sick babies and say the babies are dying. Let me tell you, babies get pneumonia every year in a large number and die from pneumonia, COVID included. And last year and this year, COVID, did they die of COVID? Yeah. But did they test them like that? No. Did they claim the babies were dying? No, because it wasn't time to unleash the big bomb and scare people. And when it becomes necessary to scare y'all back into submission, they're going to use children. Trust and believe. If they can get these kids back in school, it's going to happen. Problem is, a lot of people ain't going to put their kids back in school. They just ain't doing it. So they got to scare y'all into submission. They have to. It's working on the Mexicans. The Mexicans are taking shots in the arm like it's daggone their job. Not, I don't know about the daggone Cubans, but a whole bunch of Mexicans are taking inoculation.
You know, because I still ask people, who do you know that has COVID? And, you know, some people are taking shots, and boy, they wish they wouldn't have taken them now.
Because they were perfectly fine. Why are you putting something in your body that you don't know what is in it, and you're perfectly fine? You trust them on that level? You trust them on that level and you see every day commercials with this side effect for that side effect, for that side effect, for this side effect, and that side effect. And they're scrolling stuff, scrolls and scrolls of information of all this daggone stuff you're going to get for dry eyes. You were just trying to fix your dry eyes. Now you got all these other problems. Gonna kill you. They even got stuff for dry vaginal that can kill you. All these side effects.
Got stuff for what?
Dry vag. You know, people taking stuff for a dry vag and they end up with all this other shit wrong with them. Why are you killing yourself for stupid shit? And you're gonna take a vaccine, an inoculation in the arm, and you feel perfectly fine.
So what do you think this means for the medical field? Because I see a lot of people are really losing trust in the medical field because the doctors are backing what's going on.
Yeah, the doctors ain't even coming in the hospital. Let me tell you that. You know the hospitals are empty. The doctors in these little local hospitals that are having these horrible, they're not even coming in. They doing telemedicine maybe once a week. They ain't even coming in seeing nobody. So how are you going to get better if nobody's managing your care? Answer that. What are they doing for you if there's no doctors in the hospital? But you put Granny in a hospital by herself, watching the news on the TV, talking about she gonna die of COVID. They ain't feeding her.
That's cold.
Let me
That's
tell you.
cold.
People come to me, they say my father, whatever, they got COVID, they were positive. But see, the thing about it is the psychological. When you tell an old person they got it, they get scared. That's part of the problem right there. If you believe something gonna kill you, it just, you already defeated with that. Mentally, you already took a hit.
But baby, Jesus got me in the back. Come on. See, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
On some bullshit. Damn.
We need to realize that it's time for us to question and take our own lives and our own futures in our hands. We need to come together. We need to work together. We have everything we need to heal ourselves and to move forward. Do you know how many Black hospitals I was in contact with or worked at before 1990, even like 2000? We've lost so many medical centers that was by us, for us. We've lost our schools to daggone foreigners. Foreigners are our professors. Foreigners are the majority of students at these HBCUs. And you don't understand it. Our kids have a lot of emotion, a lot of heart. So we sit up there, we get discouraged, we get upset. I got nurses that are I got people that I know that are respiratory therapists, just all they got to do is pass their board to become an RN. They don't want to do it. Their feelings are hurt by seeing all this death, by seeing all this lack of care, by seeing how the healthcare system is working. Because we care, we see, we feel. That's the kind of people we are. We're soul people. We're soul people. We feel things. but we're being pushed out by predatory people who don't feel a motherfucking thing. And it's time for us to wake up and use all this feeling and soul we have to heal ourselves and to move in a direction together where we can rise up.
Your love is like a roller coaster. Thank you very that's the vibe you gave to me. I know many people won't understand it.
I know. I know. I get it.
Please
I get it.
tell us where the summit's going to be. Listen, it's in November, y'all, and I will say
October.
October. My bad. October
8th through 12th.
This is a chance to go see and connect to the land. See, when you walk on the land, your people make up the land. You're birthed from the land. That's your people. That's some of your old bones are in the ground. Bones you had before. That's why your ass is here.
Right.
But you walk away from that because you want to be Greek, African, Hebrew. Go on and do that. To the people who indigenous, better stand up, man, because these people trying to wipe you from the planet.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be wiped. You better stand up and stop acting ignorantly and disgracefully. Lisa, can you give us the information on the summit one more time before we get out of here?
The summit is October 8th through 12th, or at best 9th through 12th, but 8th through 12th. I mean, even if you just come on the 10th is the major day. Okay, even if you can make it down for one day, make sure you make it down October 10th. But it's the 8th through 12th. We're going to be doing all kinds of things, going to, grave sites, plantation sites, burial sites, different daggone historical areas. But if in doing genealogy, looking at our history, looking at artifacts, speakers, vendors, music, all the 9 games for the kids, things to do. Come on. But like things you can buy, things you want to see, everything you can want from a weekend. It should be your family reunion weekend. Get your family, pack it up, get you a hotel, get you a house to stay in, whatever you want to do. We got space for people. We're gonna try to make space for people. If you don't have a way, let us know. Let's try to make a way, because we want to make sure, especially under 21, you're gonna get in free anyway. And last year everybody got in free anyway, because we were just like, we just want you to come. So that's the 8th through the 12th, Eastville, Virginia, the peninsula of the Eastern Shore, near Cape Charles, Virginia. That is an event you don't want to miss. Make it your reunion, make it your summit, make it your weekend. Let's get it together. Let's organize. Let's get this thing done. Affidavits, we're going to share information about getting your life corrected and your finances corrected. We're going to get everybody right.
There you have it. So those of you that were going to plan to go to Disney World that weekend or that week, come on up to the Accomax, Eastville, Virginia.
There you go.
America is beautiful. And
so is.
Are the people, and the people are you. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time. Peace.